Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Hobbs, Ben Quy, hardreset.co.uk, doing a little bit of follow-up in video form. Last week, was it Friday last week?
Yep.
About a week ago, I put up my first weekly column, monthly column, called the Contrarian Comment. This one was titled, Why Skyrim is Not the Game of the Year. A fact that actually a lot of people quite agree with in the comments. But a lot of people did bring up Dark Souls. Quai's over there, behind the reins, slowly making his way across the bridge.
You don't run in Dark Souls. If you run, you die. You talk, you die. Walk. If you do anything in Dark Souls, you die.
That's why here. Yeah, he's playing Dark Souls. Something you tell him how awful he is in the comments. I thought I'd talk about a few bits of feedback from the column, including why a lot of people went Dark Souls as Game of the Year. This is mostly on the M4G thread. If you haven't found it, you head over to N4G/news/ I tell you what, I'll put a link in there. Put an annotation. You can read the comment, or you go on hardreset.co.uk. It's in the doobly at the top. Just want to read the column and put your input in. But fried goat, fried goat.
Naming no names, of course.
Nah, these people put their names in there. They commented. They want to be talked about. Fried goat. Simply just put Dark Souls. Which has started a lot of conversation about Dark Souls. Why do you like Dark Souls, Quai? Why is it?
Because.
Why do you love it so much?
Punishing. This game has brought me to despair. It nearly had to go in the fridge. And you know with me about games going in the fridge.
Dead Space went in the fridge because that was too scary for you.
Yeah, but then I got over that with Dead Space. This game is just so hard, and it requires if you do stuff wrong, you are punished. And to begin with, I was like, oh, this is awful. But actually, you know, it's good that you know if you don't do it right, you are punished.
It's ballsy.
Yeah, because people expect
in a world of like.
To them.
In a world of like Uncharted's and games like that, you know, straight shooting, straight on the line, cinematic experiences, it's got to be very ballsy to produce something like this. Anyway, Fried Goat said Dark Souls.
This started off the whole shebang.
Was that the whole? Fear R3D. As much as I love Dark Souls, it has its own game-breaking problems.
Oh, backstab.
The frame rate. Frame rate issues, Quai?
I've heard there is such issues. I haven't had any personally.
The frame rate in Dark Souls on 360 and PS3 is terrible at some points. A few areas of the game it seriously slows down to like 5 frames per second, making it nearly unplayable in those areas. After 5 months, it's still not fixed.
Well, we've just had an update, so... Oh god! I've been backstabbed! See? Punishing.
Punishings. Yeah, okay, Chief. Yes, it's not you, Quai. Sounds like a you sort of name. Dark Souls all day, son!
Oh, you.
Obviously didn't read the piece because he thinks it's about Dark Souls.
It's over!
You died already.
This game will kill you. As it just did.
The more popular something becomes, the more they try to twist it and capitalise off it. Let the worthless phony bitches give their little numbers. At the end of the day, developers like From Software don't fuck with their games over some weak-ass reviews.
Well, that certainly is an opinion.
Brody Chet was, hell yes, Dark Souls forever. There's a lot of love for Dark Souls. I honestly don't understand the game, to be honest.
It's because there isn't a game like it. I mean, you know, it's... apart from obviously Demon Souls.
Yeah.
But that's why, because, you know, in this game, you will die, but, you know, it makes you want to play more. It's almost self-masochistic, because you're like, you are constantly dying, yet you don't want to stop it.
Self-flagellatory. That's not really a word.
No.
You know what flagellation means?
Yes.
Self-flagellatory. I'm making up stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to make that. I've got to pick your old
Skyrim was definitely a heavy contender. This is Maria Hell Futura. Skyrim was definitely a heavy contender for Game of the Year 2011. If you think otherwise, you're ignorant. It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point. It is. It is.
You get a lot of bang for your buck with Skyrim.
Yeah. I don't care how much you love Dark Souls.
Dark Souls is a very linear game. I know it's big and open, but if you don't follow the certain paths, if you stray to an area you're meant to be in, once again, you will die.
Yeah. Skyrim was Drag Black. Skyrim was intended, no doubt. Especially after the fact that Todd Howard blatantly lied about the PS3 version being on a par with the PS3, PC and 360 versions. Dark Souls is his game of the year 2011. It had an area of some really bad frame rate issues. Apart from that one zone, the game was nearly perfect. Nearly perfect.
I mean, I haven't played nearly enough to really spot. Because I mean, I'm level 26. Yeah, I'm still nowhere. I mean, this game is just like punishing beyond belief.
Because it may be being technically perfect, like actually, because it works. But Top Dude Man, he ties Dark Souls with Skyrim as game of the year. AA Ricks, I put at the front of my column a quote that actually got a little bit of feedback, saying in 2011 you couldn't put 100 hours to anything apart from Skyrim. To be fair, I'm not far off wrong. You could not put 100 hours into the single player of most games, like Uncharted, Assassin's Creed.
This you could definitely do.
If you hate yourself,
if
you hate yourself, you could. P said, Eric said, Gears of War 3 says hi. You put 500 hours into the multiplayer and 300 hours into the campaign.
I suppose, but for playing the experience, 300 hours into the campaign is repeated play, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's doing the same thing over and over again. Whereas Skyrim, it's almost like you can do something new.
Yeah. Emperor Dalek. What the hell were you doing for 300 hours? Dark Souls is his game of the year. I'm bored after 184 hours. That's 184 hours into Dark Souls, done pretty well.
That's a pretty good amount of hours. Oh, sticks and corpses.
Okay, he beat the game a dozen times.
Well, he's
AA Ricks, he beat the game a dozen times. Gears of War 3. Played it on each difficulty, helped friends do it, collected COD tags, and yeah, he beat the game over a dozen times.
Well, you know, good for him.
Good for him.
Someone's got to do it.
Good for him. Virtual Samadhi. Samadhi. I know, I can't read any of these names. Dark Souls is my game of the year also. I love Elder Scrolls. But they got the Norse mythology all wrong. Instead of character's personality, you got arrow to the knee jokes. It was kind of lame since it was all this Conan personality and lore you could have done with it. Even Metalocalypse was a better spoof than Skyrim on the lore.
Yeah, but they weren't trying to go. I mean, obviously they're heavily influenced by Norse mythology.
Characters seem cardboard and personalities cut and paste.
But you don't want to completely rip it off. Because that's not what they do.
Eventually I realised Dark Souls had more personality, symbolism, and I never got that slow down everyone complained about. Despite difficulty, I felt like it was one of a kind game I haven't seen in years, a dungeon crawl. And I was excited to see a new game, bring about with the new game type, complete with puzzles, hidden entrances, areas that branched rather than the linear Skyrim type dungeons. Seemed like an unwinding ball of string going from one into the other without much plot. Even the bosses were better inside. Love Dark Souls, sorry, Skyrim. It's just not... It's a good point about Dark Souls. There's nothing else like it, really, is there?
That's it. That's why people like it, because there is nothing. No one else has gone, okay, we're going to make a game that's not going to hold you by the hand every step of the way. You're going to die. You are going to be punished. Even
though, well, we're very pedantic here, because we gave Skyrim our game of the year, overall game of the year. I think that helps just because the fact that everyone was talking about it while we were voting on our awards, weren't they?
It was still, it was still within my pick.
Like I picked Skyward Sword as my game of the year personally. Probably because I was playing it at the time. It does help that fact. You know, I'm pretty sure if Dead Space 2 came out at the end of the year, that would have got at least a little bit more recognition than it did.
Yes.
Beforehand. Bastion. Skyrim isn't the game of the year because it came out last year. Herpaderp.
Good old-fashioned internet trolling. Well,
done, you sir.
I don't even
I
know.
bet you're proud. You don't know what you're doing, do you?
No idea what I'm doing. It's rules of this game. You can't just come back to it.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Dead Space 2, says Lord Sloth. See, Dead Space 2.
Mate, what?
0_cool. I'd still choose Dark Souls over any TES Skyrim any day of the week. I happily await the next Souls game. Cheers, gamers, and happy gaming.
Well, at least the end's all nice, mate.
Dark Souls 8 Skyrim alive in terms of what RPG was better. As Hacksaw Jim Thuggin.
Well,
as firstly, fantastic name. Hacksaw Jim Thuggin.
Well, it depends what you're after. Like, because yeah, this is probably Skyrim is the most easy accessible RPG. Would you not say? Even you play them.
Oh
yes.
yes.
Doesn't really play RPGs.
I have something about this. Wait a minute. It's up here. It's up here. It is very accessible. So says Emperor Dalek. Again, everything in it hates is like Call of Duty. Skyrim is in the club now of Dragon Age 2, like COD, Resistance, Uncharted 3, like COD, Resistance 3, like COD, Mass Effect 2, like COD. Skyrim is now like COD. It's easily accessible crap, but not crap. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That sounds stupid.
But because it's become so popular, people hate on it.
Yeah.
Which
it is Call of Duty syndrome, really, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have a similar gripe with Call of Duty. My gripe is there's no change to it.
Yeah. Dedicated to gamers says Skyrim is a Call of Duty of RPGs. Easy and simplistic combat, ridiculously to one-shot pretty much anything after about 15 hours, simplified quest structure, reduced number of quests, smaller area, removal of a ton of features. Basically, Skyrim could have been marketed as my first Elder Scroll because compared to the rest of the series, it is so dumbed down. That's not even taking into account all the bugs and crashes. Man's got a point.
There was some bugs and crashes, but then every game has its bugs and crashes.
But nothing compared to Skyrim. Nothing compared to Skyrim. Like someone put in the comments on the actual piece,
it's
somewhere around here. You died again.
They go, I'll put in Skyrim.
You want to throw in Skyrim?
So we've played a bit of this. So this is, it's harder. It's more linear in some respects. Let's put in Skyrim.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. I wonder where that comment is. Someone put in something absolutely stupid. I can't remember what it was now.
So stupid,
this is the best best comment from the piece itself was, you know what this is like? Some as a Jabbar. You know what this is like? So when some people call a Van Gogh painting terrible because it lacks realistic details, the things that Skyrim dose awesomely, is beyond any other game. No other game in the world can make you play over 20 hours in a row in one day, and alone, Skyrim is a rare game that made millions of players fall in love with it, and some people like you will come along and criticise the side of the game that most of us don't really care about.
It's true. I lost days in this game. Might not be the best game. It is glitchy. There are flaws, but I got lost in it.
I put about 20 hours into it.
Walking about, just like, okay, I'm just going to go in this direction. Just the amount of stuff that can happen, the random bits that can just pop up, the random things you'll see, like a bear chasing a rabbit and the rabbit going in a river and being swept downstream.
That's funny.
Stupid stuff like that. The two goats crossing a bridge with a dead troll underneath it. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Obviously, reference to Billy Goes Gruff and all that. Just stupid stuff like that.
I like to do what I want in games and not being handheld. That is boring. I make the game what I want it to be. I disagree. He disagrees. No, he disagrees with me. Skyrim is his game of the year. Yeah, because he doesn't want to be handheld. And I was like, well, don't play on if you don't want to be handheld. Yeah, play Dark Souls. If you don't want to be handheld in games, then that means you're basically saying you don't like Assassin's Creed or Uncharted or Gears because they're all handholdy, push you through the story games. Anything linear you don't like, then, sir. F you, Barrett back.
Go play my Warp again. I understand though. It's nice to do what you want. That's why, obviously, to its detriment, the character is a blank slate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because obviously you put your, you build him how you want to build him. You put your personality upon him.
But like I put in the piece, when you drop a faceless person / cat person into a massive open world where most of the characters have half the vocal range of Resident Evil 4's Merchant, with zero rhyme or reason to be there, the drive to feel invested in developing the narrative is gone.
True.
Because unless you're like proper into the role playing thing, it's like I'm going to play this like this certain sort of thing. You plaster the person with your emotion. Therefore, when you watch a great film, you get wrapped up in the characters and the story of the character's emotion, don't you? You don't get wrapped up in. You might see yourself in the character, but there's nothing to get wrapped up on if you're the person, if you know what I mean, because it's your own emotion. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you've got nothing to drive you forward, you don't want to play the game.
Well, that's why you do it. That's why you do it yourself. That's why it's your. Like, this is my guy. No one else will play the game like but I run around with two-handed weapon, fighting stuff in armor. That's just how I play the game. You might play it a stealthier way. Yeah, but it's not how you play the game. It's like the storyline is not as good because there's no like backstory to your dude. There's no like. Well, that's why they make him always so titular. That's why you're always the Dragonborn, or you're the big guy in Oblivion. That's why you're always the big guy in Oblivion. Well, I can't remember. It's like the Lone Wanderer, or the Courier, in Fallouts. That's the problem. But to me, I don't have a drive to play the game story when there's no emotional ties to the character. Like Uncharted 3 was very much the same as all the other Uncharted games, but the drive to play it was because I love Nathan Drake and Elena and Sully and those characters. Same with Assassin's Creed. I didn't like the new Assassin's Creed, but I wanted to play it because of the drive of I like Ezio and Desmond and the Danny Wallace character and all the mythology. Whereas this is just like you get dropped into a big open world with no emotional thing to drive yourself. You just sort of aimlessly wander around. Hey, look, there's a dragon. Hey, look, there's a giant. Whatever. Well, it's what you put into it, isn't it, with this game? Yeah. What you put into it, you get out of it. That's true. That's true. How many hours did you say you played? 25? I've done enough, I think, to know about much of the game. I've done it. It's not as if I've gone half an hour and thought, don't like it. There's 53 hours. So yeah, it's just insane. I just got lost in it. It's very easy to get lost in this game because it's a very nice looking game. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's a fully conceived world. James plus Rachel says also Pokemon Black and White. Yes, I guess. And can't put 100,000 to anything apart from Skyrim. Monster Hunter try. Yeah, but. And I just went up. Came out in 2010. Boom. Well, so that game is pretty special. Rev 2. I put why does it get a free pass to becoming Game of the Year? He put get a free pass. It was the best game to come out in 2011, so it won Game of the Year many times. The other game was mentioned in 2000, Battlefield 3, but with bad single player and steps backwards in multiplayer, it got boring after a week or two. Uncharted 3 was boring like Uncharted 2. Dark Souls was boring, hard to care about, and not hard to care about the game, not hard to win. Resistance 3 is garbage like the previous two. Saints Row 3 was okay, but nothing special. This man is wrong. Because Saints Row 3 is awesome. Skyward Sword is okay, but still linear. Dragon Age 2 is terrible. Modern Warfare 3 is Modern Warfare 2 with even worse maps, therefore it would be more fun to get the Red Ring of Death than play it. I think is all the heavy hitting games, Skyrim easily beats them all. Skyrim gameplay gets 80 out of 100. Value is 100 out of 100. Closest again to it is Battlefield 3, which is 80, 90 out of 100, and 60 out of 100. I'm not quite sure what system of his own personal system for judgment. Yeah. But like I said, you do get what you pay for this guy. This is true.
It is good value for money.
And like I said, you get into it when you put out of it.
Yeah. So I picked mine up for 20 quid and I got 25 hours of gameplay out of it. I think I've done pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
People love Matzi. People love Skyrim because it's the first lengthy non-Japanese RPG they have touched. Give an Amazonia black and white TV and they will love it. Same case here, as these kids won't ever touch something like Morrowind, which is superior to Skyrim in so many ways. They seem to think quantity is better over quality. Last time I checked, Shadow of the Colossus had 16 bosses, apples and lizard, and it was a fantastic game. Whereas going on, the poor quality of gaming is lowering people's standards. Kwai, what do you think?
Well, he does have a point. This is, like they say, it is Elder Scrolls very dumbed down. And I understand where he's coming from with it.
A few more comments on here, we'll wrap it up.
I'm dead. Oh dear.
Oh, you are awful. Most of the comments on here was like people going, no, Mr. Writer of Peace, you're wrong, and then someone else coming in going, it's his opinion.
You've divided the internet. It's like Marmite. Are you really going to love the game?
There is no reason to put up with things like quest-breaking glitches and slow down for saving your game too much. Journalists touted how you could play for 100 hours, but all claim to have no issue with slowdown despite it being so well documented that it happens. This cannot be coincidence. 99 times out of 100 journalists had no major issues. They simply did not play for 100 plus hours of epicness.
My personal opinion, it was the best game I played last year because of the amount of I was invested in it, the amount of time I put into it, and the amount that you can do in it. But I also understand the other hand of the other side of the coin where there are some quest-breaking glitches, there are some flaws, and it shouldn't get the flaws shouldn't be overlooked. Whereas if it was any other title, they would be punished for such, similar to the Fallout thing with the rolling head at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. It's just that if this game came out, I know it's technically impossible this game would come out on the PS2, but take it back a step, and there was no way to patch in these games with stuff like with patches.
Yeah.
This game would be touted as broken, and they would have to recall all the games and fix it and put them out again. This game probably wouldn't never come out because it is so broken on the PS2. But so is it Bethesda going, oh, it's alright, we'll put it out now and we can just patch in any bugs we get?
No, well, I believe Bethesda always do their best to try with the quality control. But with these games, with the amount of narrow to my face, not to my knee, just to my face. But there's only so much you can do before you have to release the game into the wild.
Drake117, people really need to get over this. So you don't like Skyrim, don't play it. Sorry, your favourite game last year didn't win as many Game of the Year awards. Move on with your gaming life and stop complaining about it on the internet. Yeah, well done.
People like to complain.
Honky Jesus, you are doing gaming a disservice by calling Skyward Sword a game in 2011.
What?
He doesn't think Skyward Sword is a game.
Well, what is it then? The movie?
I don't know. It's an interesting comment. Bit of hate here now. And this is why you shouldn't be a games journalist.
What?
From Hellraiser.
The Hellraiser.
Yeah. 10 degrees. I'm doing well.
You don't want to avoid Hellraiser.
This is true. This is true. Of course it's not. It's 2012 now. Well done. Well done. You're funny. You're funny.
I don't want to set the world on
fire. People need to quit saying it is so bugged it's unplayable. But 200 hours in the PS3 version, if it wasn't playable around as bad as some people keep harping on about, I wouldn't have gave it the time of the day. They ran sloppy after 5 to an hour play sessions, that's it, get over it. The game kicked ass and got what it deserved. Don't get how people are still salty after all its success. I'm not disagreeing that it's a bad game. I think it's a perfectly fantastic game. I just think it doesn't deserve the accolades it gets because there is so many problems with it. When the games have come out, like Dark Souls, that are perfectly wonderful, not broken. There's no real major problems with them, but they don't get half as much recognition. Ha! It's funny. This is so last year. I like him. It's funny. That's funny.
Here we
Sum it up. Hacksaw. Jim Thuggin again. Game of the year is a game that's classic and timeless. Games that are sitting in rotation after the hype has died down. Gears of War is that game to me. Out of all the great games I played last year, it's the only one I play at least every day. To sum it up, everyone hates everyone else on the internet.
Yep, everyone hates
pretty much. Right. Sideresearch.co.uk. I'll let you read the. I'll put a annotation to the article somewhere on the screen.
This has been the first of the hard reset follow-ups. If we divide the internet yet again, which I'm sure Hobbs will do with his second contrarian comment, we will come back and talk some more. Comment on this.
Subscribe and like. Throw some comments down the bottom. Don't dislike. No, that's not cool. Don't dislike.
We like to argue.
Like.
We like to party.
Hardresearch.co.uk, Twitter, and Facebook, and all the stuff is down the doobly-doo down below. Also, down the bottom of the screen, we'll have some little annotations. You can watch all the demo down. We get playthroughs of demos called the demo download. Unabashed, awful gameplay footage of me playing games, which is Hard Reset Plays. We're gonna have some 15-minute reviews coming up with new games, and we've got me versus Quy in a battle to the death in versus coming up very soon. Lots of good stuff. Subscribe, like, blah blah blah. Tell your friends. Click on our advertisements so we can make some money. That'd be nice of you.
Yeah, let's end this properly. Let's end the video properly. Here we go, Hobbs. But there's an arrow to the knee. There's a crossroad door.
I've had enough.
Skyrim game of the year.
Oh Christ.